Hello listeners and viewers, welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. Guys, the Premier League transfer market is officially closed, and what a great window have Manchester United had. Like, in my living memory, I've been watching football from a long time, and I don't remember United having a better transfer window than this one. Amazing job done. All expectations exceeded by Ineos in their very first attempt, and I'm gonna honestly grade it at 10 by 10. Why am I so optimistic? I will explain it in this video. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Guys, first of all, in order to understand why this transfer window is such a success, we need to look at the changes that we've made at board level, the management changes, because that is what has enabled us to do so well in the transfer market this year. So we were in shambles, as everybody knows, under Woodward, Murto, Arnold, all these jokers that used to run our football club. Now, Ineos, the first thing that they did, they brought on proper football minds. The likes of Umar Berrada, Dean Ashworth, Jason Wilcox, Vidal, you name it. All these people who actually know what they're doing, who have targeted the correct profiles of players at their correct age, players who wanted to actually come to United, players who are at the correct stage to really blossom and make their football, make their name basically in the football world, those sorts of players. So you can see the results. We've managed to acquire all our top targets at very decent prices. All these players were anxiously waiting and holding out for United. So this has never been seen in recent past. We were going after players who were not attainable. The clubs didn't want to sell. The players didn't want to come. The examples are there. Frankie de Jong, for example, last year. Barca didn't want to sell him. He didn't want to come. But we just kept running after him, ended up with nothing. This is the sort of mistakes that Ineos have really avoided in this transfer market. So I'll give them complete credit. And why am I so optimistic is because this is just the beginning. These people are just going to go from strength to strength. This, remember, was their very first year. Now they will have enough time to do the groundwork to basically make sure that next transfer window and the next one and the one after it is an even bigger success, because they have the time on their hands. They can do their homework. They can talk to the players that they want. They can talk to the clubs who basically have the players that we are interested in, and that is how next transfer window will be easier for us. So, I'm really optimistic. I'm really happy at how things have gone under Ineos, and I'm pretty confident that this will only improve going forwards. Let's have a look at the signings that we've made. So I'm going to start with the defense. Obviously, we had Varane, who was leaving, and we already needed a defender, a proper leader in the defense. We were so desperately missing that in last season, and as such, we've basically made two signings. So we've replaced Varane with Matthias de Ligt, the experienced campaigner. Pressure is no stranger for him. He's played at the biggest clubs in the world. Now he's here under his mentor, Erik ten Hag, and I think we basically should be expecting good things from him. He's so highly rated, and I think it's the right time for him to sort of resurrect his career under his preferred boss in Ten Hag. Then we signed Lenny Yoro, the youngster, the next big thing coming out of France. So highly rated. You can imagine when the likes of PSG and Real Madrid want the signature of some teenager, then he has to be special. That's exactly what Yoro is. And I understand that he'll take some time to settle in the English Premier League, adjust to the pace of the game. But once he has adjusted, we have a defender who can sort out our centre-back position for potentially the next 12, 13, 14 years. So that's, how big a signing Euro can be. Then let's have a look at right back. So we replaced Aaron Wan-Bissaka with Noussair Mazraoui. Now, Wan-Bissaka was a great defender, especially in one-on-one situations. That guy knew how to tackle, but he had limitations going forward. It's no secret. And he did not adjust in the style of play that Manchester United want to play under Erik ten Hag. He wants his fullbacks to press forward, to pass forward, to support the wingers in attack. And this is one of the shortcomings of Aaron Wan-Bissaka. So considering that Wan-Bissaka was in his final year or entering his final year of his contract, we managed to get decent money for him from West Ham. And now we've replaced him with a better footballer overall, I would say, in Noussair Mazraoui. He's already played twice, and you can see his qualities. So press resistant, so comfortable on the ball, always looking to press forward. So we have a great player on our hands, and if he stays fit, I'm really hopeful that we can really have a great season with this defense. Let's move forward, guys. The next signing and the very fresh one, Manuel Ugarte, perhaps for at least myself, is the most important signing that we've made in this transfer window. Casemiro, as you all know, had a ridiculously bad season last time around. He's lost his legs. This season he started well. He's looking a little bit fitter, but still, we need a proper runner in that midfield. Pretty much every Premier League team exposed us in the center of the park. We were ran over, over and over and over again last season. So we need someone who is a workhorse, who can run around, who can tackle, and that's exactly what Manuel Ugarte brings to the table. Extremely agile, extremely passionate, always wants to put in a tackle, believes his blood and sweat on the field. Typical South American mentality, exactly the type of player that we needed. Obviously, he needs time to adjust as well. There are errors in his game, which is why PSG wanted to sell him at the first place, especially when teams press him. He can be prone to losing the ball, but his strengths outweigh his shortcomings by a great margin. So I'm really optimistic. I'm really happy that we've signed him. And lastly, just because the market for the defensive midfielders is very, very competitive, you can see many big teams, they're struggling to find a proper defensive midfielder. Like, for instance, you can see Liverpool, although they do have Groundback, but Groundback is not that highly regarded. They just can't sign a proper defensive midfielder. And the teams that do have a proper defensive midfielder are the ones that are dominating the football at the moment. You can see Real Madrid, they've got Camavinga, they've got Chouameni, they've got Valverde. You can see Man City, for instance, they've got Rodri. You can see Arsenal, they've got Rice, and Chelsea have got Lavia and Caicedo. So pretty much every big team has a proper defensive midfielder that is the backbone of the team, and teams are spending like hundreds of millions to get the defensive midfielders. Like Chelsea paid more than 100 million for Caicedo. Arsenal paid a similar amount for Rice. So you can imagine how important this position is, and Manchester United just did not have such a player. With Ugarte, 23 years of age, if he comes and performs as per the expectations of the Manchester United board and the fans, I think we'll be sorted in this position. And there is reason for this optimism. He was exceptional in the recently conducted Copa America. He ended up being in the team of the tournament. So yeah, happy days. Finally, we've got our man, and he will be a massive difference for us into the coming season. And then lastly, we've got Zirkzee. Again, I've done a complete video on Zirkzee. If you haven't watched that one, go and have a look. He is a unique player as well. He's not a proper number 9, but a 9.5 or a false 9, you can call him. Drops deep, collects the ball, so comfortable on the ball, rarely ever loses possession, neat finisher. He was the young player of the year last time in Serie A, so that speaks volumes. We have a great player on our hands, and he is someone that can play alongside Højlund. So we might see a switch of formation as well when Højlund, is back to his full fitness. So yeah, he's such a player who can give us 10-15 goals every season. So a great signing. We got him for 34 odd millions. So in today's day and age, that's peanuts for a striker. So I can't be happier. And then before we go into the outgoings, I'd like to mention two young guns that we've signed in Chirobi Martin and Sekou Kone. Now, two young guys who basically won't start in our first team right away, but they are so highly regarded, especially Obi Martins. Coming from Arsenal, he was breaking records there. He's the one who basically scored 10 goals in one match against Liverpool. And if you see some of the highlights from last season, he scored 4 or 5 goals against multiple teams and big teams. So this is one that I'm really excited about. I see another Isaac coming through our academy in the form of Chirobi Martin. Sorry, hard to pronounce his name. But yeah, he's got a lot of similarities with Newcastle's Isaac. That tall, his height, his physique, the way he plays, the way he moves, it's very similar to Isaac. So I have high hopes from this guy. And also Sekou Kone. So he is a Mali international. He impressed in a few sort of under 17 tournaments, and I'll be honest, I haven't seen him too much other than the videos that are circulating on YouTube, but he looks like an all-action midfielder as well. So yeah, happy days. We signed two people, typical Vidal signing Chido Kone as well. Sekou Kone. But the thing with them is that they are not too far away from first team. They're not 16-year-olds. They're like 19, 20 already, and these guys will be straight thrown into the under 23s. From there they can move up to the senior team probably by the end of this season, or pretty much at the start of next season. So that's typical Manchester United way, getting the players early into their academy and then bringing them through to their first teams. So guys, now we look at the outgoings. People only focus on the signings, but they don't focus on the outgoings. For me, it's equally important to get the French players out, because otherwise you'll become like Chelsea. You'll have 50 players, half of them won't even be able to train with the first team, and nobody would be good enough. Like if you look at Chelsea, I think only Cole Palmer is world class. The rest of the 50 odd players that they've got, none of them is world class for me. So what's the point, And in order to satisfy the FFP and the PSR rules now, it's very important that you sell players, cop some money back, spend it, on the new signings. That's how it's meant to work. So we did a ridiculously good job this time around with the outgoings, where as many as 14 players were shown the door. This is where we failed under the previous management big time. And if you look at some of the outgoings, you see Varane, for instance, or Anthony Martial, both of these players were on ridiculous wages. So although they went for free, but we have saved almost more than 30 million on pure wages by getting these two out of the door. Then there are other players like Scott McTominay and Mason Greenwood, for instance, who basically came through our academy. So pure FFP profit, that's huge. With them, a bit of mixed feeling for me, because obviously they came through our academy. We had high hopes for them. McTominay, again, all action midfielder, attitude wise, he was spot on, always played for the badge. But to be honest, the quality never was there. He was a good squad player, but never a first team player. Considering that he was entering his final year on the contract, we got 30 odd million euros for him from Napoli, plus 10% future sell-on clause as well. So amazing deal for us, and I just wish best of luck to McTominay. I'm pretty sure that he'll be a good player under Antonio Conte for Napoli. Similarly, Mason Greenwood came through the academy. Personally, my favorite player. I had huge hopes from this guy. But the off-field antics, his personal life that went on, spoiled his Manchester United career. So I think it's a win-win now. We've got rid of Mason Greenwood, 26 million in pure FFP profit, then almost 40 to 50% future sell-on clause inserted as well. I'm pretty sure he's gonna go for from Marseille to another big club in the next 3-4 years, and we can recoup further money because of that clause inserted. It's also great for Mason Greenwood. He will be able to sort of resurrect his career in a new country. And obviously for Marseille, who've signed him, they've got a great player on their hands now. So happy days for everybody. Best wishes for him as well. Then we have already discussed Aaron Wan-Bissaka, so no need to dwell on that one for too much. There are heaps of other players. We managed to sell Facundo Pellistri for about the same amount of money that we signed him for. Alvaro Fernandez, another one from our academy, came from Real Madrid. Couldn't really break into the first team, but he's gone. 6 odd million recouped from his sale, plus big sell-on clause and buyback clause for him. So he's off to Benfica. Madbury's gone to Burnley. Like, Madbury is another one who was a good talent, was loaned out to Sevilla, didn't really work out. Like, he fell out with the Sevilla management on the very first day and never really played. So after that, his career didn't go as per plan for Manchester United. And ever since he's come on and he's had a few chances in the first team, I didn't really see too much flair in his game, or there wasn't anything special. So he sold off to Burnley. He will replace Sanders Berg in the Burnley midfield. I hope that that works out well for him as well. But he's off the books as well. Many other players, including Donny van de Beek, has been sold. The fresh one that is not in this list is Jadon Sancho. and that's a huge sale as well. On the final day of the transfer market, we managed to loan him out. We'll get 10 million for the loan. We'll save about 26 million in wages over 2 years, and we'll get 25 million next season because it's an obligation to buy. So amazing deal. That will help in balancing our books, and hopefully the loss that we have on Jadon Sancho, because we bought him so expensive, will be sort of recouped to some extent because of this sale. He's going to Chelsea. Can't really say how well it will work out because again, he'll be one of those 50 players. I don't see him starting as well. They've got Modric. They've just bought Neto for the same position as well. So Chelsea being Chelsea, they just keep on buying players. I don't know where they're gonna use them, but yeah, let's see how we go. So considering and of course heaps of other players, some of them out on loan, some on permanent transfer. There is Willy Cambuala, who's gone for very decent money, 10 odd million to Villarreal. Hopefully if he's sold on in future, we get some more because we've got a sell on buyback clause on him as well. Then Will Fish, Charlie McNeil, and heaps of other players that we've managed to let go this season. So a lot of money off our wage bill in our transfer kitty. If you see in total, we've sold these players for 103 million, but their net worth is a lot more, which is because some of them went for free and the others we've inserted buyback and sell on clauses. So hopefully we can recoup more money in future when they're sold on. So guys, considering that we had such a great window, now what are the chances of Manchester United in the next in this coming season? Where are we supposed to finish? I honestly thought before this transfer window that it will be a 3 to 4 windows operation. With the mess that we were in, it was never possible to fix everything in one window. But the amount of work that Ineos have done already, it's mind-boggling, and I think we are one transfer window away now from really challenging for the title. But however, this season, I don't think as a team we are yet ready or we are settled enough to challenge for the title itself. I would still say the likes of Manchester City and Arsenal will be the real title contenders alongside Liverpool. We might be able to give Liverpool a go for that third spot, in my opinion, but that sort of would be overachieving. As long as we can finish in the top 4, that will be job well done for this season, in my opinion. But even securing top 4 is not going to be easy because there's so much competition in the Premier League now. We'll be challenging Chelsea directly for that 4th spot. Chelsea had a strong finish to last season. They've started this season well. They smashed 6 goals past Wolves. They've got such a big squad. So I've no doubt that Chelsea will challenge us for that 4th spot. Then we've got Newcastle as well. No European football this time around. They already have a strong squad, a settled squad. So they will be contenders for that 4th spot. We've got Spurs, obviously, under Postecoglou. They play, fast attacking football. They get goals. So you never know. They've just signed Solanke. He's a good goal scorer. So they might be challengers as well. And how can we forget Aston Villa, the team who finished 4th last season? They've got a quality squad, no doubt about it. But I think the additional pressure of Champions League this time around will be too much for them. So I don't think that they would be able to finish in top 4, but they definitely are contenders as well. We've got Brighton, who have spent 200 odd million this season. We've got West Ham, who made all sorts of signings. So there are about 10 teams in the Premier League, to be honest, who all have the potential to finish on that 4th spot. But if I have to select one, I think that will be Manchester United. We should be the favorites to finish in top 4. And honestly, if we are not able to finish in top 4, that would be curtains to Ten Hag's career at Manchester United, because he really has to achieve now. The groundwork has been done for him, and now he has to kick on, achieve top 4, and then next season, hopefully with a few additional signings, we can challenge for the title. So that's my review on the transfer market. Let me know in the comment section if you agree with my observations or not. And if you still haven't subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. Join me in this journey. Until further ado, ciao.